Everybody, welcome to Thursday's edition of a beautiful topic on the unholy trinity: indecision, doubt, and fear. We're going to present to you today what it takes and how to get out of this situation because these trio, indecision, doubt, and fear, can hold you back, can hold your business, can hold your success, and they will really not let you advance. The only way to get rid of it is by doing certain things in a certain way. And I've got here my friend Harrison Klein. We're going to be brief today, 10, 15 minutes max, just to give you a piece of a puzzle on indecision, doubt, and fear, and how, when you become a wealthy mofo, how to get rid of that. And we call it the unholy trinity. It's really an incredible talk. We'll probably do more on this specific topic. And we are broadcasting live in 5 different spaces, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook groups. And we really thank you for listening and being here today. If you have any questions, put them in the chat. I'll bring them up. And I just want to invite my good friend and partner in the Wealthy Mofos, Harrison Klein, to give us what he thought of these indecision, doubt, and fear. And I will add my piece a little bit towards the end. So, Harrison, can you hear me, my friend? How are we doing?
I can rock and roll. It's a rock and roll Thursday, and we're enjoying this weather here in Florida. It's kind of temperate today, and sun is shining, and everybody around here is feeling good, including the gardeners. The gardeners are having fun right outside the window. So
That's
all that's good. In case you guys wondered, I broke my tooth. I will have it repaired on Monday, but if you see a space between my teeth, it's not that I'm not dentally hygienic. It's that I bit into a lamb chop bone and just cracked my tooth wide open. So all is well here. So we're going to talk about the Holy Trinity today, which is really something that I think everybody needs to overcome. Because if you get yourself stuck in these kinds of experiences in either indecision, doubt, or fear, you will hold yourself back from creating that success that you want, and especially the $1 million success. So let's take these one at a time so that we can really get beyond hindering our ability to achieve, because we don't want to hinder our ability to achieve. So when we talk about indecision, really, we need a little bit of clarity. So indecision basically stems from a lack of clarity. It stems from a lack of fear of making wrong choices, right? So that's part of what indecision is about. It keeps us stuck in inaction, and keeps us it prevents our progress, if you really want to say it that way. And it leads to really missed opportunity and a perpetual cycle of what everybody talks about in the psychological field, analysis of paralysis. So that's really important to understand. So when you're indecisive, you are basically paralyzed, and it leads to that paralyzation situation. So the next portion, and we're just going to run through these real quick because I only have 12 minutes today, so I have a hard stop. But the second one is doubt, and doubt is what really undermines your confidence. It undermines your self-belief. It causes you to question your own abilities and your judgments and your likelihood of success. So if you want to grow, the doubt is something that you have to get rid of. It clouds our vision. It prevents us from taking risks and pursuing our aspirations and convictions. So we have to understand that doubt is one of the biggest experiences that keeps us from achieving success. And then the mother of all difficulties is fear. So everything is a derivative of fear, and I try to be as concise. Fear really uh, it stems from uh, believing that we're sour on a potential failure or rejection. Really, fear stems from our potential failure or rejection uh, mindset, and um, anyone who has fear has a series of things that they suffer from. And basically, what fear does is it immobilizes us, and it makes us makes us want to step outside of our comfort zone. It makes us want to stay inside of our comfort zone, and it limits our abilities, and it keeps us from achieving anything. So fear is the biggest difficulty overall that we face. But its children are doubt and indecision. And when you have these experiences, what happens is that the outcome of these these certain fears and indecision, this holy untrinity, is that basically you step into procrastination, which is about missed opportunities. It keeps us from taking chances. $1 million person is pretty familiar with taking risks, pretty familiar with dealing with opportunities that kind of involve risk taking. Fear and this unholy trinity also um, expresses itself in lack of commitment. If you have fear, doubt, and indecision, you have no commitment. It expresses itself in your lack of commitment, and without commitment, we struggle to basically stay focused or persevere through to the end of something that we want, our goals and our circumstances in our situation. And we don't see our efforts through to completion. And the other thing that this unholy trinity does is that it limits our growth. So it prevents us from having curiosity. It prevents us from exploration. It prevents us from personal and professional growth, and our ability to discover our true potential. And that's what this is all about. You want to be $1 million coach, you have to discover your true potential. So um, if you want to get past these things, basically these are the outcomes of this whole unholy trinity: fear, indecision, and failure. If you need to get past these things, what does it require, right? So here's the question. That's the
So
big question.
one second, Harrison. Before we go to the solution, I just want to summarize to everybody that's listening. Just make sure they really comprehend the sequence of what really happens. So we've got indecision, which is the seedling of the fear. It's feeding it. Whenever you have to decide on something and you don't, you go behind, you fall backwards. So indecision is the seedling. And remember that this indecision starts becoming doubt. So the more indecision you do, the more you're going to crystallize this doubt and this not suring and not confident and not taking the risk that's needed. Now, these two, indecision and doubt, they will blend together, and then they become this fearful attitude, this individual that does not show up in the world, this individual that's always behind and nothing's really happening. So it's a blending process. But the critical part that you got to get this is it's a habit, and these are the enemies. It's usually so slow you don't even realize it's happening, and then suddenly that's how you operate. That's how your nature. And so what we're going to share with you next are what are some of the things that you can do to overcome this indecision, to start being decisive instead of indecisive, start being a risk taker instead of an afraid individual, start to have confidence instead of doubt. That's kind of the sequence. And in my favorite one of my favorite books, and this is going to be in the community as we studied in the book clubs, Think and Grow Rich, we talk about it quite a bit, how this indecision is the seedling of fear. And we really have to eliminate them to overcome many of the things and to get these laws of success to work on your behalf for the right reasons. So hopefully this is like a quick summary, but of course there's more to it. We can spend a whole week on this lesson.
Yeah. Good job, Kamal, in summarizing all that. These things are dramatic in terms of your ability to achieve. So, if you are living in any kind of indecision or doubt or fear, basically it creates a momentum of not getting things done. It creates a difficulty in your mindset and attitude of achieving anything. It creates this process that, like you mentioned, a habit of going back to the things that are safety instead of going into the things that are real, the things that make a difference. So you can't achieve anything great, and you can't achieve anything big without, taking some calculated risks. And, the optimal word here is calculated. So, we have to take some calculated risks. That means that you have to think things through and eliminate the options or the difficulty in the options before you make a final decision. Now, decisions come from an internal place, very, very not spontaneous, but they come from unconscious levels before they ever come conscious. And so it's about what happens, in your um, uh, your kind of your soul level. But what I'm looking for is your subconscious level is something that works on things without you knowing it. So by the time something becomes conscious, it actually has been inside of your subconscious for long periods of time, and your subconscious creates your behavior, which creates your results. So when you take calculated risks, what does that do? Basically, it creates courage. And if you succeed at that situation, that courage creates certainty. And then that stuff starts getting repeated over and over again, and you take a momentum to where you're going, and you get the results you basically want. Persistence is a big part of the process of overcoming these things. You persist, you decide, right? Indecision, the opposite of indecision is decision. So you decide what you want to have happen. The opposite of doubt is basically confidence. So you have to have you want to create as much confidence as possible, because confidence is your communication level, the ability to you communicate and for you to sell, ability to you to produce, ability for you to resolve problems and solve problems comes from this place of confidence. You can solve some problems without confidence, but you can never feel good about it without confidence. So the issue is, you have to have this process of commitment, and you have to go through this. One of the ways you overcome this unholy trinity is that you commit to, reducing your fear, commit to reducing your indecision, commit to reducing your doubt. So when you are doubtful, you want to just take the opposite tack. So I'm going to be confident about this, and you say my business, makes a difference. My business has dramatic effect on other people. And as you tell yourself that, after a little while, you start to notice things that do that. Your self-talk is everything. So you start to notice things that do make a difference. As you notice those things, you internalize the fact that you're having, small wins. And as you have small wins, that evidence, that multiple series of small wins creates confidence, and that evidence is a big thing. So, and then when you deal with the fear portion, that's the hardest thing, because everything is a child. Everything that isn't success is a child of fear in some form or other. And fear has many, many, many forms. It's, the opposite of fear is what? It's love. Okay. And it is confidence. So the opposite of fear is the ability to be courageous and have confidence. And we call some of that love. So love is the answer to so many different things. But the thing that is most important about love, and the things that are most important in overcoming this unholy trinity, is self-belief. And when you believe in yourself, you are unstoppable. And that's what we teach. That's how we're doing this thing. We're teaching you now how to be unstoppable in this very moment. And the unstoppability factor is basically these three things. It is decision, it is confidence, and it is courage. And it's love. So what you put love into, what you put courage into, what you put confidence into is a success. So, even if you don't have the immediate success that you want right now, the fact that you've dropped and, attempted to do it from this perspective basically creates a seed within you to grow that portion. And, whether or not it's immediate, you will get the results from using these three tactics. Yeah. And that's really important. And
so,
then, yeah.
So why don't we, since we're short on time and you really have to jump at 12:30, I think we'll continue with the solution tomorrow and or the next lives and in our community. But it's critical for everybody that is a business owner. You want to grow the business, you want to become knowledgeable instead of ignorant. Like this fear, doubt, and indecision is coming from not knowing. It's coming from not understanding. And the solution is we got to get you to become unstoppable. and to become knowledgeable and understanding of what really needs to happen to get that factor. So, Harrison, if you don't have time today, I think we'll go into the solution fully tomorrow. What's your thought?
Yeah, that's okay. I just want to add this one thing. I have about 1 minute maybe. So I just want to add this one thing. So what this does when you start to overcome this unholy trinity is it unlocks your full potential. Now you become something. So in this world, we get what we are, not what we want. And so your full potential starts to get unlocked. You know, your success sort of just unfolds by itself when you are, when you are not dealing with the issues that hold you back. Because the things that are potential come from the flow that's inside of you, and the flow is, success for what we desire. So there you go. That's what my story is today.
And I'm sticking to it. That's so good. Hey, listen, thank you so much for that today. And for those who are listening out there, it's totally wrong to be frustrated. It's totally wrong to be working so hard and not getting anywhere as a business owner, as a coach. We get it. We've been there, and we want to help you become unstoppable. We want to help you become that wealthy and successful. And practically, it's not fair what's happening out there to feel like this, to be stressed out, and you're running out of oxygen and you're practically drowning. So we want to help you uncover these things and stop this unholy trinity. And we help business owners like yourselves and coaches to overcome it. So if you want to start showing up confident, if you want to start overcoming these wrong beliefs, and if you want to become that leader that everybody wants, we're here for you. We want to help you grow. And we invite you to join us at the Wealthy Mofos, the communities that we're building. We're going to have study groups. We're going to have a community. We have coaching sessions going on. So go to wealthymofos.com, and we will bring you more on the solution of this as to how you go from indecision, doubt, and fear to full unstoppable part 2 and part 3. So thank you so much, Harrison. Thank you for squeezing this time in today. I know you got to jump, but we really appreciate the nuggets that you dropped today with us. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right. So the last thing I want to say, guys, is be yummy today. Do something with somebody you love. And here's your today's mantra, which we did at day 5. Recurring revenue. I want you to repeat that to yourself.
Recurring revenue. There you
That's what we
go.
want to get. Recurring revenue continuously, increasing every single day as much as you can. Basically, recurring revenue. That's your mantra. We want to make you $1 million coach, and we will see you tomorrow. Okay? Rock and
That's
roll.
awesome. Recurring revenue. And thanks for those who are watching
We love
live.
you.
Sign. Love you so much. This was helpful. And I understand the small ones really push you forward to see bigger ones. Absolutely.
That's
See
the
you
way we
tomorrow.
go. That's
Peace.
the way we roll. Okay.
Thank you.
Bye bye. Recurring revenue.
Okay.